Alrighty then, successful indie author 5 minutes focus episode 820, selling children's books. There's Stanley, he's back there. All right. The key point in selling children's books is you're selling to the parents. You're not selling to the children. The parents have to buy into the book. The parents have to believe in the book. Parents have to pay for the book. And then they have to like it enough for their children that then they get another book. Because it's all about recidivism, those people who come back and buy the next volume. But how do you get that book in front of them in the first place? I tell you what, there's a lot to be said about in-person children's book sales. So you canvass the schools, see what they've got going on. It could be crafts day, could be a different thing. Here in Fairbanks, Alaska, a lot of the schools will open up on a weekend for one day for people to come in and show crafts and stuff like that because it's inside and it's warm, because you can't really do outside activities in the winter here when it's really, really cold. So you go down there, you get a table, and you put out your children's books. You start canvassing. Now, those usually are fairly cheap. You can get your money back pretty quickly if you sell a few books, but then you get that word of mouth with parents. You get into parents groups where they are asking about, hey, what's a good children's book about bullying? What's a good children's book about something? And you get those conversations going. So that loops back to social media, finding where do the parents hang out for their children. I tell you what, soccer moms, I look at that as a superhero title and not demeaning or denigrating at all, because you see the people with their hair on fire driving in between events with multiple kids. Oh, one has hockey, one has soccer, one has something else, and they're running all over the place, managing all of this every single day. It would drive me insane. I like being at home, hanging out, me and Stanley. So there's a lot to be said for in-person. Now, when you do in-person children's book sales, make sure you get an email too, because once again, you want to find these parent groups. You want to get that conversation going about children's books. And you want the parents to buy in that this is a solid author, this is a good story, this is a good quality product. So I recommend, if you're doing children's books, do an offset print, get a lot of hardback, hardback covers, hardcover issues, as well as even a paperback cover for your books, which means, yeah, you're going to have to do an offset print. There's going to be some upfront costs because those in-person, incomparable when it comes to children's books. Now, what about book awards? This is something I found out fairly recently, is that parents will look through, hey, award winners for books. For the 7 to 8 year old category, 7 to 8 year olds, what are the best books? Hey, get in those awards. Even if it's an honorable mention, it's a shortcut for the parents in order to, once again, find what's right for their kids. Parents, you're selling to the parents. And those awards, they provide lists of books that people can look at, because otherwise they're just overwhelmed with how many books are out there. Now, a separate author page for your children's titles. I don't do this. I should. I have one title, soon to be two, but a separate author page for children's books. Target parents, once again, parents, and on the appropriate social media platform. Where are the parents for these aged children? As I get a little bit older, what I'm on isn't what the parents are on. It's what their grandparents are on, and that's kind of shameful. So you got to find where the kids hang out, where the parents of the kids hang out, and then that's what you need to use. What about ads in magazines? If there are magazines for teachers, this is another thing where you may get a recommendation. At magazines for teachers as well as magazines for parents. I mean, the old Scholastic magazine used to have, hey, this book, and you would take a look. Get them into libraries, get them into other things. But once again, it's that outreach of parents, and then now expand teachers. If you can get access to some teachers and get them to take a look. So you may have to send out some samples if your children's book is educational as well as entertaining. Ads in magazines, if you can get there. What about other places? Find where the parents hang out and then expand from there. Building your platform, it has to be very specifically focused on the parents with a target of their children. It's why people buy the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip, because the kids are asking for it. The parents see it, and maybe that conversation goes both ways. You get to the parent first, and they say, "Hey, what do you think about GI Joe with a kung fu grip?" Of course, I want it. Billy has one. Those are the conversations you want to have. All right. Hopefully that helps. It's more of a thought process than an actual step by step. I don't think I can ever give a step by step on anything, except here's how to think about this problem, and then you get to unwrap it based on what you know. Peace, fellow humans.